Hello everyone. This is the weekly review, 14th of September. So please note that anything that I'm going to be talking about this video or this review is not a financial advice, and it's just a way of how exactly I review the market. You need to make your own decisions when it's coming to the market. In fact, the easiest way to get tricked is to follow what exactly I'm talking about. So I'm going to start with BTC, then we're going to be reviewing other things. Going to be NASDAQ, oil, S&P. It's going to be an important week to have a lot of news. We do have also bank holiday tomorrow in Asia. So it's going to be a little bit of, maybe a different week of how exactly the market is behaving. But by the end, if it's going to be a holiday or it's not a holiday, a lot of things that you can do it and you can just, focus on it when it's coming to the price, that you can be selective with where exactly you want to trade BTC, or like, let's say, any asset. The other thing, you might be just focusing, like, let's say, on daily trade or intraday trades. That it's going to be more useful, I would say, for you when it's coming, like, let's say, to the market. So I'm going to start with BTC on a high time frame, just to review things on what exactly happened the last 2 weeks and what exactly could we expect in this coming week. So first of all, the price came to this area and held this level, the 108,300. I spoke about this 2 weeks ago, which is it's a major level for BTC to hold. Because if we are looking at the quarterly level, and if we are starting, sorry, let's start from the yearly level. If we're gonna lose this area, then we're gonna start dealing with this side of the chart. And definitely it's an area that it's too important for BTC to hold above it. Now, going on a low time frame, we saw multiple things at around these levels, which is, it was really easy to navigate the move to the upper side without looking for lower levels. There, I think a lot of people, they kept waiting kept waiting for the price to go to lower levels, which is from the moment that we started the weekly open and also the monthly open, you can get a bias that the price is above the weekly open and above the monthly open. So your direction is going to be for the price to go higher. The second time also that we got last week from around these levels, same thing. Asia kept ruling the move to the upper side, and you didn't see really any reason for the price, like, let's say, to lag or to give you any kind of, like, let's say, rejection. We got this area that it was a resistant, or potential resistance area when you sweep all this liquidity that is sitting here that you could reject, but at the same time the price came, rejected a little bit to the downside. Shorts, they aped in at around these levels, and they got punished immediately, where the price started getting acceptance above it and kept holding above it, and we started seeing the prices running to the upper side. Now, looking at this just from a monthly point of view, the price, obviously, that we are dealing within this monthly range candle. So we swept the lows from here, and we started moving inside this range. And if you're going to be splitting just this range to low, top, and bottom, you're going to find that we are struggling a little bit to get acceptance above mid of the range. So the area of resistance, as for now, it is definitely this area that I'm going to mark it for you. That's for now, okay? This is on a high time frame, daily closing, weekly closing. Because the daily closing and the weekly closing, first of all, if you're going to look at it on a low time frame, it's not going to make a lot of sense, 15 minutes and 1 hour and all these kind of things. You're going to apply just the same rules of the session that I left it to you in the document, and you will get the benefit from scalping BTC all over between longs, shorts, but favoring longs more, because on any sweep of, like, let's say, local liquidity, I would say, and the local structure, it would help you. just to flow with the move to the upper side till we reach this area, which by the way, this was the target from previous week review. So if you will go to the previous week review, you're gonna find that we were favoring to see BTC, conservative target to be, we were looking for the 15.5 and if 117, sorry, 117,300, if that would be the full target, and 115. 500 is a target, like let's say for this move. Now, the price tried to hold above this level, which is the 115, 500. 4 hours time frame. For now, we are losing this level. We will see if they're gonna reclaim these highs. There could be multiple things here to keep an eye on it. I would prefer definitely to come and to see BTC maybe sweeping this level, maybe sweeping this area. From here, first one, from here, second one, sweep some of this liquidity or sweep this liquidity, and then maybe we'll be looking for higher levels to the upper side. Now, that's just like a review that above this level and then acceptance above it, weekly, daily, and to start holding above it, then you're going to start targeting some of the liquidity that it's sitting here, which is we do have 117, 500, 600 region. We do have also an area here that it's sitting at, I think, had it at 117, 500, yeah, you might start coming and trading, like let's say toward this area. Now, for a weekly target, I would be favoring to see BTC sweeping some of the liquidity to the upper side. I'm not going to be reviewing, like let's say some kind of targets for where exactly BTC it's going to be heading and what exactly we're going to get, because it's going to be a little bit tricky for this week. But my expectations is to see BTC trading in this range. If the volatility, like let's say it's, I would say mid-level or low level. And if it's going to be a high volatility, then we are looking from a 112 to 119. If we are looking like really for a max volatile week, then we are looking for this move to the upper side. And we are looking like, let's say for this move, sorry, to be as big as 110, 111, all the way to 119, which is in that time you are talking about, a 7% move to the upper side. Conservative one, it's going to be this area. And I am focusing more or less on this area to see the price trading in it. So I'm going to be interested in looking for some kind of shorts at around these levels. If the price is going to come and it's going to run like, let's say, these highs and it's going to run this area, it's an area that I'm extremely interested in shorting this area. I do have a small short from around these levels, which is the price was at around these levels when I updated you guys on Twitter that you're not really in a need to short because there is really no overlap in the sessions. At around these levels, we saw some kind of, just weakness that it started appearing here, but still it's a weekend, so you cannot really rely on it. But as a structure for the day, it was a clean short that you could get it, like let's say literally from around these highs, which is literally on this small time frame execution, and you could just short it in this way, and you can put your stop losses literally above these highs, because that could be the kind of short that you would short it for today. But still, it's a weekend. It's not something that I would rely on it, because usually if there will be something that I'm gonna rely on to see it within this week, could be also next week if they decided to go south to the downside. This area, I think all of it, it's gonna get taken out. So we're gonna sweep this area. So I'm not really in rush to start positioning myself, like let's say, into a major swing short. Now, is there a possibility, like let's say, for the move to come to these highs and then to come back and to drop all the way down to sweep this area? There is a possibility. But at the same time, if I will be looking for something, especially on where exactly we reach, I'm going to be looking a little bit that this is a kind of range that we get it here, where this is the range, and we get this move with a deviation a little bit back into the range, mid of the range. Could be a top of the range, yeah, but we could reject from here, come back to the bottom of the range. So that's the kind of things that I will be looking at it. I'm not really looking for something now on a high time frame to decide, are we taking the highs, are we taking the lows from here? For me, both of them, it's on the table as per today. What exactly I prefer? Honestly, I don't prefer anything for now. The only thing that for me, it was that we played this from the monthly open and from the price moving to the upper side, 6-7%. It's a very nice trades that you can combine it literally in 2 weeks, and you will be trading literally toward this area. So this week, I'm looking just for this kind of range. So to play, like, let's say 1-2 trades, could be an intraday, could be a one trade that I will be holding it for, like, let's say a week, just to target, or to play between shorts or to play between longs, because I am interested if the price is going to come to the downside, but I'll be interested also in some longs. So the areas that I'm looking at it for the time being, a sweep of this area, I am interested in a reclaim. But if by any chance we started showing a weakness at around these levels, then you will be expecting the price to come and to take these lows. Now, as pivot levels, for now, the price as a momentum for BTC, you gain the momentum, price is gaining a momentum on the 5 and the 13 EMAs. So it has still a room to go to the upper side. At the same time, you're above the 50 EMA. So still there is a room for BTC to start coming and to start clearing some of the liquidity that it's sitting here. I'm not talking about like the top of the range and immediately to go and to take all-time high. I'm not talking about this, but I'm just saying that there is a possibility. At the same time, a lot of people that they are looking at this to be an inverse head and shoulder, and we will be just like coming all the way up and we're going to start the trading to 118,700. Is it possible? It's possible, but I would like really to see BTC coming lower in order to move to the upper side. That's my preferred scenario to start with it. How exactly this could happen? Well, could we come sweep these highs, maybe sweep a little bit higher, come back a little bit lower, and then after that to start moving to the upper side? It's very possible. And at the same time, yeah, if we're going to just stall at around these levels and we're going to start showing the weakness and we are losing the momentum, which is, by the way, on the 1 hour time frame, we started losing momentum because you are stalling on the 1 hour time frame. You're not really doing anything. So the thing that how exactly you can differentiate between stalling or just the progressing, that the price coming, moving up, retrace, up, also consolidating, but it moves quickly, like let's say within a few hours. But look at this. You've been literally here for what? 2 days, 16 hours. I know it's a weekend, but that's also, it's called stalling. That's the whole thing. The same thing, by the way, when you are dropping to the downside and the price is stalling, it's looking also for some kind of reversal. Could we reverse immediately from here? Yeah. Could we come and could we do something like this? Sweep these lows, come sweep these highs, then start coming to the lower levels. It's also possible something like this to play out. It's also possible early into the week to see something like this. But the moment that we're going to start getting into Asia, things it's going to start looking easier. As I said, I am looking just to be a little bit selective with the way how exactly I'm looking at trading this week, because I know we're not going to be missing out when you do have some major decisions in the market. And all you need to do is just wait for the news to get out and just trade normally, or trade normally because, in fact, the news, it's part of the chart. So, I don't think that everything that we see it on the chart, the only thing that you don't want to enter your trade in the news, that's the whole thing. So wait for the news to finish and then just, proceed ahead with your trade normally, which is you can enter and trade the sessions normally without having any issue. You could see some kind of just, different kind of uh, behavior, I would say, within this week. But to be honest with you, as long as you mark the levels where exactly we are interested to do business with it, which is the moment that we complete Asia high, Asia low from Monday, then we start planning on how exactly things it's going to play out. Because in fact, what exactly happened in last week, I would say, I hope you guys got the best out of it when it's coming to the move. Trading view is a little bit lagging, but we can. I mean, look, last week it was just beautiful. That's your Asia high, Asia low Monday. That's it. Price above it, hold bias, continue, price holding above it, move to the upper side. So we nailed this last week, like really in a beautiful way. Same thing that you're going to be looking at it. My two main levels, it's this. In fact, I don't really care about where is exactly Monday high and Monday low. That's not what I care about. I do care about these two levels. And I do pay attention to what exactly Asia is behaving in Monday. I can pretty much, project what exactly could be happening. It doesn't mean that every single week that I'm going to be right. No, not by any chance. I think we got smacked on the short at around these levels because I was still looking for a little bit higher or waiting for a trigger to get it, or maybe the 128 before just getting to the downside. So in this move to the downside, it was really a very wrong reading, actually. Every single sign that we get it was looking to the downside, but my brain was operating in a little bit different way. We nailed this move to the upper side, we nailed this move to the upper side, but we really didn't capitalize on the shorts. And it's not like something that I do care about that much on just like, I wouldn't have an issue on missing some moves of, in the market. But yeah, I don't like to miss out on shorts. That's a fact. If it's going to be long to miss out on it, it's fine. But the shorts, no. Another thing also that I wanted to highlight it for you guys, so you will get the best out of it. Look, usually you do have what we call yearly open, monthly open, quarterly open. Uh, the price usually is hovering around, and then it moves away from the open. It could move to the upper side, it could move to the downside. The first move to the upper side or to the downside, I do call it an expansion, and then it moves toward the open. It doesn't mean that you have to come to the monthly open, but toward the open, then that's what I do call it a contraction. And every single month, every single day, every single week, every single year, every single quarter, it's an expansion and a contraction. So you really need to trade the market in both ways. You really need to trade it in longs, you need to trade it in shorts. And if someone is telling you something else, then I think you could stay for a period of 6 to 7 months that you are just getting losses after losses after losses. If you're going to be just taking one side of the play and you're just like, I'm just longing. Well, I think that's the recipe of just getting into really a disaster situation, that you're not going to be able to capitalize on the market. What you really need to focus on, instead of playing one side of the market, play two sides of the market, but don't care about bottoms or tops. That's the whole thing. So try to play in between. And that's, by the way, it's been, I don't know, it's been for us, maybe for me, that I'm giving you these weekly reviews for more than 4 to 5 months, I would say. And every single time you see me that I'm marking for you these ranges, and I'm trying literally to catch plays inside specific ranges and inside specific levels. That's the whole thing. I really don't care if this is the top. I don't care if this is a bottom or we're going to come to take the lows. I really don't care. The only thing that I do care about is just to see how exactly that I'm trading it and catching part of the move 4 or 5% every single week. Well, that's heaven. That's the whole thing. Can we expect BTC dominance to give us a proper bounce to higher? Well, it's good that you already mentioned that, because we are sitting somehow at some major areas, I would say. That's that's literally the play that we played it last week. I mean, that was the play, because we favored going lower, reaching this area, then we see, and then we see we reach now this area. So we'll see how exactly the week it's gonna open from here, and upon that we can decide. Will this give it a little bit of a bounce, then start breaking to the downside, come take these lows, maybe even a little bit lower. But I think in this area, we're going to see a decent amount of support at around these levels. So this could give us some kind of a move a little bit to the downside on BTC, then higher level, then again retrace and go lower, which is in some kind of a moves that we might get on display. For BTC dominance, I think we are approaching a major area that we might see some kind of a reaction. It's looking more or less actually that we are heading to this level. Now, if I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame, if we confirm a deviation and we're gonna start reclaiming, just allow me a second. Yeah, I think something is lagging on. So for now, this is just a range. You might come back a little bit to higher levels, then continue to lower levels. But by all means, I think if we're gonna start trading at around these levels on BTC dominance, that could put some kind of a bottom on BTC dominance. And this is an area that is still, this could be deviation into a deviation sweep, reclaim, that could put alts in some kind of a weakness against BTC. It's very possible to see that. What extract BTC long price to look for? What? What exact you mean? I already mentioned the levels. If I'm looking at it, I can go back again to the levels, and you can see it. I was looking for two levels of a sweep, and yeah, that's the only thing. But anyhow, once Monday it's gonna start looking for a sweep of this area or a sweep of this area, somewhere at around these levels or somewhere at around these levels. Depends on what the price is doing. We'll see how it's gonna play out. Is it 173? What? 17637. Ah, no, this is for the shorts. If I will be looking for the shorts at around this level. I like these digits. That's a good one. That's the exact price. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Very good one. Uh, very, very good one. So moving again, we need to pay attention on how exactly um, we're gonna start Monday into Nasdaq. But for the time being, I mean, this level it kept holding for now. It's looking absolutely good. You can go on Twitter, where exactly I was just like looking for some kind of moves to the downside in the last few days, then a rally and the move to the upper side. I think more or less we're going to be trading at somewhere at around these levels, maybe somewhere at around these levels. It's very possible to see Nasdaq rallying toward these levels. Very, very possible. But let's see. It's an FOMC. It's looking fine for me for now. They are holding and it's looking good. It's not like everything is looking good in the economy, actually. Economy-wise, it's not. And if you are talking about interest rate and all these kind of things, it's all priced in. But to be honest with you, I'm not really looking like, let's say, a lot for the macros. I'm not bothering myself a lot because we've been in disconnect from the macros for quite good time. So it's just to ignore it a little bit and just to flow with what exactly the market is giving us, and that's the only thing. Same thing that it's looking here on the S&P. It is absolutely, if it's a range that I do have it in my mind, definitely this is coming at the mid of the range. But if the price is going to move to the upper side, which is realistically speaking, as long as you are trading above this, then I'm looking for this area to the upper side. Now, moving to this one because it's just, everyone is looking at this, and we're gonna be just going on a low time frame. Just trading view, I think it's getting sick a little bit today. So I am short on gold from around these levels. I am looking for the price to come toward this area. Then if there will be a continuation to the upper side, happy days. I've been long on gold since I don't know how long. On every single drop, I was just like talking about gold trading somewhere at around the 4K. Will we reach like immediately here, or we're gonna just like start dropping a little bit to the downside? Maybe even a little bit lower. Everyone is gonna start telling you gold is crashing, and then you continue to the upper side in such a move. That would be epic if it's gonna happen. Uh, we'll see. I'm not looking for this, like, let's say, to happen just blindly. There could be still a possibility that we might see it, which is we might come to take the highs. It's very possible that we might come to take the highs, or take a little bit of a drop, maybe even a little bit of a drop here, and then to come to take the highs, maybe even a little bit with the volatility that you might get it with the news, and then to get the retrace to the downside. Then we could just like have some kind of a range. But it is an aggressive move to the upper side. It's a nice move to the upper side. But always remember, when the price is rallying to the upper side, it's rallying mainly. This is when they sell. And that's why when the price is going to the upper side, you see the drop after that, because they take profit and they sell on the way up. And when the price is going down, they buy. That's a kind of behavior that you're supposed to do it. It's not to buy the high and sell low, which is usually 99% of the people they are doing. You need to do the opposite thing. And there is nothing that it's going to make you, figure out if this is a top or not a top, or just try to do things in a proper way and a good way. I'm not going to be reviewing XRP. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. I really have nothing to do with it. If BTC it's going to go up, XRP it's going to go up. If BTC it's going to go down, XRP it's going to go down. I am aligning altcoins for now. Honestly, I am aligning them a lot with BTC. In fact, Solana is looking the strongest as for now. That's how exactly it is. It's 10 times trading cleaner than BTC and cleaner than ETH. If there will be a sweep to that level, that's just like it's a little bit few pips to the downside, then ETH it might give you something like this and might, start coming to run these highs. But for now, on ETH, I mean, that was a clean trigger for the short that you get it here after sweeping this liquidity that it's sitting here. Still, there is a very decent probability that ETH is going to start trading toward this. And if this is going to give the 117,600 on BTC and ETH, rallied to the upper side from around these levels, it would be very nice, just to get something like this back into this. You might start looking just for some kind of range play. And if it's going to go to lower levels, then happy days. You will be looking for this. I'm not going to be really looking at things like, let's say, blindly for the shorts. In fact, on a weekly time frame, on a daily time frame, if it's looking fine, it's not looking weak, but I'm just talking like that Solana was stronger because Sol ETH it's looking stronger. So for this one, it could play like some kind of range that you might get it here, then maybe even a little bit drop to the downside. It could still give a little bit of a move to the upper side, come lower, come take the highs, come take the lows. It could play in something like this. It's very possible that still she's not ready to make a move to the upper side or the downside, but be open just to see BTC, ETH, sorry, trading between 3,700 all the way to 5,100 region, some kind of a range that's still before making any major move. That would be an epic one. Needs some G2 action because it's lost one. Yeah, I mean, if you just align it with BTC, if you align it with BTC, you had one level to look at it, and if it lost it, then ETH is a long-term play, even as a scalp. I think we're gonna get like a nice moves on it very soon, but let it just first, see what BTC is going to do, and upon that we can decide what could be the next plays. Now, let's talk a little bit on Solana, especially that it's looking like really a good play. I think more or less that Solana is going to come, like let's say, to higher levels. Optimal, I would say, for Solana is to come and to trade, and to take these highs. That's optimal. I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about in general. Still, she could go pull back, give you the 220 somewhere around this level, and then move to the upper side. It's very possible. But for now, it's looking strong, and momentum is strong. I wouldn't be looking to short it from here, not by any chance. I actually would be looking for some kind of moves to the downside, and if I'm gonna get a trigger for a little bit of a pullback, 230, 220, something like this before a move and before like coming to take these highs, because I think more or less we're gonna come to take these highs. That's very realistic and very solid. But for the time being, if you will look at something on Sol, for now we are holding above the 244. If you're gonna start losing the 244, then you'll be expecting Sol to still give you a pullback, and it's might not just for now we are holding above it, but if you're gonna start just chopping around here, stall around, start losing this, then you might just come sweep this area. Something like this might play out, and maybe even a little bit lower. That would be a nice play. So something like this would be nice, like let's say to look at it on Sol. As I said, once we get into Monday, then things it's gonna start looking easier to navigate. Now, in regards to USOIL, if optimal, if we will open still to the downside and to take these lows, that's optimal. I'll be looking literally for some kind of longs on this play. That's optimal. Could we get a little bit lower? Possible. But for me, it's optimal to start on a sweep of this or sweep of this to start looking for longs on USOIL, and I'll be targeting like some major moves to come to the upper side. But for me, this play may more or less that I will be looking like let's say for something to the upper side, and some maybe swing trades that we might look at it when it's coming to USOIL. So the bias is going to be that I'll be looking for USOIL to higher levels. Now, In regards to forex, let's just start with Dixie. That for now you don't have really a clean direction on Dixie. The only thing that it's looking more or less that it wants still to go a little bit lower before moving up, and this will put, like, let's say GBPUSD, Euro USD, that still they have a room to go a little bit to the upper side. I think this week it's gonna chop here a little bit. You're gonna see some kind of movements on the FOMC, but more or less I would like really to see Dixie is just coming to take these lows before we're gonna start moving and we're gonna start trading toward higher levels. And yeah, that's something to consider. For me, I think on both GBP and Euro USD, I still think that we do have a room to go to the upper side, maybe start coming and taking, like, let's say, some of these highs that we got them at around these levels because they've been there for a little bit too long. So some of these highs to start coming and just, or some of these, let's say, you know. So yeah, we'll see how exactly it's going to play out. We are not getting some major moves. It's been a while that we are not getting some major moves on Euro USD and GBP USD. So I think after the FOMC, they're going to start looking good. I wasn't reviewing for you AUDJPY before. I've been long for I don't know how long. If you guys go back, like, let's say on maybe the first reviews that I gave it to you, the price was somewhere at around these levels, and I was just like looking for AUDJPY to start trading, like, let's say, higher levels. But for now, if we're going to start coming and trading toward this area, I'll be looking for some kind of a reversal to the downside. So this area, it's an area that I'm interested in, start looking for some kind of pullbacks. Will we continue to the upper side? Very possible. But at the same time, we rallied really in a decent way in the last few weeks on this one. So some kind of pullbacks and reversals. By the end, this is just a range for me, and nothing more, nothing less. Am I still looking for the price to trading toward higher levels? Yeah. But let's assume that it's gonna do this. I would like really some kind of a pullback in this way before looking for a continuation and claim, like, let's say, a continuation into maybe a new direction and into a new quarter, because remember, end of September is going to put us in a place where we are closing the quarter, and this will be that this quarter could push to the upper side, get some kind of a deviation into the new quarter, pull back, continuation. That would be an epic one. So yeah, that's a kind of play that I'll be looking at it on a high time frame. I think by all means that at some stage this will give some kind of a major swing short in order for the price to come and to trade at around these lows one more time and to take this wick fully. I think at some stage you're going to be coming at this area. I'm not talking about it that it's going to happen now, no, but I'm talking about, like, let's assume that you even come and you run the highs or do whatever you're going to do. By then, I think at some stage you're going to be trading at around these lows sooner or later. So it's going to put, some beautiful levels, some beautiful opportunities, sorry, to come, like, let's say, to lower levels. Now, in regard to Doge, it's just like, everyone is just talking about it. You might be looking, sorry for the drawings and all these things, but you might be looking for some kind of pullbacks. This is the 3 days time frame. 3 days time frame, it's looking nice. But you already swept, like, let's say, some nice liquidities from here. Okay. So let me just put it for you so you can see it in a clear way. I think more or less that it might give you a little bit of a pullback before continuing to upper levels. You might come back a little bit lower, which is usually normal for Doge to set something like this on a lower time frame. You just like need to mark this level and mark this area for the price to come to it. Maybe it's gonna really behave in this way and it's gonna give you some kind of a continuation to the upper side. I would prefer this one. I wouldn't prefer for it to come back to these lows. By the end, as for now, I'm not calling for this, but as for now, this is just a range and the deviation that it came into this area. That's it. So you don't want really the price to trade again inside this zone. You don't want that. You want just to see Doge still building momentum at somewhere at around these levels before it's going to start reclaiming and moving to the upper side. That's a kind of play that you will be looking at it. My opinion, if it didn't really give you the pullback and it's going to start rallying from here, wait for it. It might give you some kind of a bounce before it's going to give you a decent pullback before a continuation. I think in this one, there could be, maybe at somewhere at around these levels to start looking for some kind of shorts for a pullback before a continuation. That would be a nice play that you might get it. Could it push to the upper side? Yeah. If it's going to give you a pullback, then it would be a nice play to consider, maybe somewhere at around the 25 and a half, 26 region. That would be a nice play on a lower time frame. So yeah, I don't have anything for now. AT on GTO. I don't have for now. The only thing that you do have it for the time being is to see where exactly the price is going to close. For now, on a high time frame, it's still looking fine with this daily closing that we get it. It came and it retest, like, let's say, this area. I move to the upper side, then it's going to be fine. You need to see and to wait for BTC maybe to come and to sweep the lows that we spoke about it, and then maybe after that it's going to start reversing. It's very possible. So maybe something like this, that would be nice. But for now, you don't really have any kind of movements, like, let's say, on the price. So we'll see how it's going to go. Was there anything that I wanted to review it for you guys more? Silver could present a trade opportunity very soon, which is it's again aligned with just the levels plot here. I am looking for silver to give some kind of a pullback. We're gonna get properly trading view just to give us something. All right, fine. I am looking for a sweep, specifically on to go on a daily time frame. So it's taking a little bit to upload, but so you are trading silver at around the 42.1. But if I'm looking for something specifically, like, let's say, on gold, on silver, sorry, is to come and to sweep this area, and then maybe after that to start giving a little bit of a pullback before a continuation to the upper side. So this will be the kind of a direction that I do have it, and I'm taking it, like, let's say, on both gold and silver. Again, silver been net long for I don't know how long on silver. But I'll be looking for a little bit of a push to the upper side, give us then a pullback. I would say starting from the 42, 43 region all the way to the 44, any kind of a weakness is stalling. Gonna start looking for some kind of a pullback, maybe to come to this area, 39, 38 would be a nice one. Optimal, definitely, if it's gonna pull all the way down to this area, the 37, before continuing to the upper side. I think this play on both on gold and silver, I think at some stage you will get something like this before move and the continuation to the upper side. So that would be something that I would like really to get involved in it when it's coming, like, let's say, to these kind of move before continuing to the upper side. I would like to get something like this if everything is moving in a good direction. If they're going to continue to the upper side, then you will be just flowing with the momentum. But yeah, that's a kind of a direction that I'll be looking at it, which is a little bit of a pullback before continuing to the upper side. Now, as I said, it's still just a weekend. Yes, I'm looking for the BTC price, like, let's say, to pull back. It might not be today, because for today, on the kind of price action that we do have, especially that now we are entering, like, let's say, what, 9.15, this could still come back all the way to the upper side, because you get, like, some nice liquidity also to the upper side to take it. So I think more or less you do have some kind of a range here that the price is gonna, still trade in it before doing any major moves. So yeah, we might not come immediately to sweep this now. It might be mid of the week or something like this. In general, alts, by the way, they are looking fine. The one that it's catching my eyes more than anything else, it's rolls. We'll see how the market is going to behave within this week. But to be honest with you, it's looking as a structure, it's looking nice from the moment that we started moving. It's still in a range as a high time frame. This is definitely an area that Rose needs to clear and to start trading above it. For trading above it and to hold above it, then you're gonna be starting to look for the 35, 42 levels just as a move. Optimal play if it's gonna give all the way a pullback and the sweep from this area, that would be a nice play. For now, this is just a range for me that I'm focusing on it. Almost at the mid of the range. This is above mid of the range, top of the range. That's what I'll be looking at it. It's a free liquidity that it's sitting here, so it can literally squeeze to the upper side. That's if I'm looking for something like, let's say, in the altcoins, I'm looking mainly for those, like, let's say, to play out. Despite whatever happened, like, let's say, most of the coins, they pulled back. They wiped out mostly, like, let's say, Friday moves, more half of it or even more than half of it. So for the people that they didn't really take profits on Friday, they just like, wiped out everything back again to this area. You can see it like Friday pushed to the upper side, yesterday pushed to the upper side, today what? You're back again, to the, I mean, that's how exactly things are happening because you got literally from Monday and actually the last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you got like literally green days all the week, on most of altcoins. So that's absolutely normal, just to get these kind of pullbacks. In general, else they didn't really do anything major. They are still just trading, some kind of a sideways. I still do believe that they have some kind of a liquidity to the upper side, that it's worth looking at it and it's worth keeping an eye on it. But at the same time, I promise you the way how exactly I'm looking at it, it's not I promise you that this will happen, but you need to factor that every single low that we've formed in the last few days, you might come to take them before you're going to start moving to the upper side. Just take that into consideration. You need to be super selective when it's coming to trading alts, and just be careful really when you are trading alts. It's just I don't know, it's worth really keeping that in your mind. So yeah, that's all guys for today. I hope this is going to give you, some kind of a place. I'm gonna keep you updated on X, at least, like, let's say, once we're gonna form the ranges tomorrow, and we'll see if I do have the capacity to do another weekly review once we form the ranges, so we can set the plays and I can set for you some kind of triggers. We'll try to do that, but yeah, other than this, you can keep an eye on Twitter. I hope that at least I'm updating you almost on daily basis for what exactly I'm looking at it. Wish you all the best, guys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend and have an amazing weekend ahead. And yeah, just make sure that you just really do your best to trade safely this coming week. Don't uh, don't risk a lot this coming week. Try to keep your trades just like, on a short time frame, intraday, intra-week. Try to avoid like really trading within the news, and it should be fine. It's everyone is just like looking at the news to be something major. By the end, it's in your chart, nothing else. So because by the end the news it's gonna come, and then after that you go back to trading. So that's all from my side. Wish you all the best. Yeah, we'll catch up with you later on. Cheers. Bye bye.